Got a Cardinal red hat, got some Cardinal red sneakers. Back in 1998, I had a Cardinal red beeper. Cardinal red Chevy, I'm swerving with the fam. Hey, Los, good. My favorite team is the Rams. Got a blue and gold hat, got some blue and gold kicks. Blue and gold on my chick, got a mag on my blue ice white gold. My flow so sick, who knew that we would blow and rep them whole like this? If it's a knock that they want, we let it bump. We let it bump. If it's the drama that they want, we hit the drum. We hit the drum. If it's the bread that she want, we got enough. We got enough. Now this ain't normally what we do, but we gon' give them what they want. Tell them with them, listen, dog, that's how we do it. I'm so St. Louis. Like a man from the store, wash it down with quarter juices. I'm so St.
All right, there we go. Club 314 open for business. All right, today we got some breaking news and we got a QB top 10 all-time list coming. So we're going to start with the breaking news. The Lakers finally signed the head coach, J.J. Redick. So what I want to know from you, do you feel this is a LeBron James hire? And how do you feel about the pick overall?
This was a LeBron James hire 100%. Basically, in not so many words, LeBron said, either you gonna hire my homeboy so I can be the actual player coach of this team, or I'm gone. There's a I actually thought that they should have hired Monty Williams, or at least gave him an interview. Because he's way more qualified than J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick only qualification was running around screen shooting 3-pointers.
And he did a podcast with the King.
That's what happened when you friends with the King. But LeBron knows J.J. Redick is really going to be asking LeBron what to do. They say J.J. Redick trying to surround himself with experience.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron all experience you need.
That's who's going to be coaching the team anyway.
Coaching the team. LeBron was drafted 3 years before J.J. Redick was.
And still playing.
And now he's your coach. I don't like it at all. It's a few other players they could have looked at. It's a LeBron hire, and that's AJ really ain't too much more I can say about that.
All right, let me play this clip from First Thing First, old Nick Wright, and you can see why I say, LeBron James fans are the worst fan base in sports, and they have the worst media. I mean, don't get me wrong, Nick Wright is good at what he does, but his LeBron James takes are just purely emotional. All right, so let's play it.
LeBron, anyone in his camp about this. I am simply saying, just logically speaking, there are plenty of people that I adore or would adore working with, that if they were like, hey, we need a new showrunner for First Things First, what about Danny? I might be like, hey, love him on the show, love him as a guy, think we could maybe get someone with a little more experience at it. So the reason I'm saying that is this idea that they are doing this to appease LeBron assumes this is what LeBron wants. And the one piece of info we do have definitively is when they were interviewing Dan Hurley, LeBron reached out to Dan to tell him he would have his support and his buy-in if he were there. If he stays.
Hold on, though.
Yeah.
And I think he'll stay. Right. You're right. It's not a guarantee that LeBron wants the guy that he hosts a podcast with to be his head coach. But it's a pretty safe assumption that LeBron's on board with this, right?
Well, so I think...
Yeah, I'm sure he's on board at the very least. It'd be a hell of a coincidence.
I don't think he might not like the hire. I can't see any way he doesn't like the hire.
I guess my point is this. You have heard the same thing I have heard, Brew, which is he has not chimed in with the Lakers front office. He's staying out of it. We know he endorsed to the other guy another guy. So if I was really hoping someone was going to get a job and then someone else that I don't have a long-standing relationship with is interviewing for that job, I might not submarine the guy's chances, but I wouldn't call him and give him a vote of confidence if I was super stoked about the other person. So again, this is, I'm being totally candid. It's pure speculation. But I just think people are assuming because Bron likes JJ doing the podcast with him, that he likes the idea of having to play for him. I don't know if that is or isn't true.
But I think that is a fair assumption or a logical assumption for people to make. And I agree with you. We've talked to people that I don't think LeBron had anything to do with this hire. But it is logical for people to assume that he's the greatest player in the franchise and he's had say in franchises before and he's doing a podcast with the guy. So I don't think people are, can blame people.
All right,
for
I'm gonna stop it right there. All right, so you already know. I mean, Nick Wright is like one of the biggest LeBron James pom-pom holders in the league. So he always comes with these crazy quotes. Like his whole thing is about, he doesn't have like his own thought process about it when it comes to LeBron James. It's whatever I need to say at that particular moment, let me go ahead and say to help LeBron James. Now, let me get this straight. So you got this guy, no coaching experience at all. He gets on the podcast with LeBron James. All of a sudden, he is the candidate, the number one candidate for the Lakers job, which just so happened to be the team that LeBron James played for. And that's just like some random coincidence, right? And he talking about, oh, man, LeBron James talked to the other coaches. Okay, he's supposed to. Because at the end of the day, if they decide to hire somebody else, you know what I'm saying, you still want to have a good relationship with that coach. But most importantly, you want to make sure that you put out into the media LeBron James and his camp, because this is what they do. They love to spin the narratives. Oh, no, we open for whatever. And why is that? Because we already know if things go bad, LeBron camp always have to have a scapegoat. We know that. It always happens. Somebody got to get blamed. So now, if you bring in your homeboy, the one you doing the podcast with, they bringing in this coach because you want the coach, and then things go bad, who can you blame? Can't blame nobody. It's like you said earlier. Everybody know why J.J. Redick is there. He's going to be there because LeBron James can call the plays that he want, make the substitution that he want, do the strategy that he want. But if it goes wrong, he can try to point the finger at we got this coach with no experience. But it's not going to work because we all know that the only reason he was in the running is because of you. He's on your podcast. It's just like with his son, right? Everybody knows his son's going to the Lakers. He's still working out for a team here, a team there. But we all know what's going on. It's the same thing with LeBron James out here, giving a good vote of confidence for these coaches. We already know who it was. That's the reason why the hiring took so long. Because they wanted to wait until J.J. Redick got done calling the finals before they gave him the job, right? And then the whole reason that they go to college to grab a coach, it worked mutually. He can, do his thing. He gets a little bit more money from the college, which there was already an offer on the table for him. And then the Lakers can make it seem like, oh no, we're not just caving into LeBron James. We're doing our due diligence. They didn't do no due diligence. It was J.J. Redick's job from the jump. What credentials does this man have to have this job? This is the Lakers, the biggest franchise in sports, with one of the greatest basketball players ever. What did he do to earn that? Nothing. Nothing, except for hop on this podcast. So for these media analysts, these Klutch Sports plants, because he's getting paid. Everybody knows he gets paid by Klutch Sports to do the LeBron James talking and to be that, to spin the narratives that they want. Everybody knows why he's doing that. Nick Wright cannot be this crazy. And they say that they talk to sources and stuff like that within the organization. What are they supposed to say? Like they're going to tell you, yeah, we're just caving to LeBron James doing whatever he says to. They're not going to say that. They're going to tell you we're doing our due diligence. They're going to tell you that LeBron James is out of the loop on this, but he already got him in. This was just JJ Redick's been hired a long time ago. They just made it official at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Nick Wright, chill with that. Stop with the cap. We already know what's going on. You got your marching orders from Rich Paul to go ahead and put this story out. And, you know, the Lakers know what's up. They caved underneath the pressure of the most powerful entity in the NBA, which is LeBron James and Klutch. So the Lakers going to put out what y'all want to put out. They don't feel like they're going to win a championship next year, so therefore, why not win the headlines? LeBron James coming back. Y'all going to sell tickets. We got it. But this was 100% a LeBron James hire. So stop. Come on, Nick Wright. Come on, man. You couldn't believe sitting up there saying that people was gonna believe that. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Nick Wright be, you know, I think First Thing First is the best show going as far as like the sports personalities go. I love that show. But Nick Wright, man, he be on one with the LeBron James takes. You can tell he getting paid.
Okay, I got two more things. First of all, what I don't like is, why waste everybody's time? Why get in contact with the college coach? If you knew, I think I texted you like 2-3 weeks ago and said they's gonna hire JJ Redick. But why even waste that man's time? If you was gonna do it, just do it.
Because it was mutually, like, it helped him in his negotiations, and it also helped where they thought it was going to help, but it backfired a little bit. They put this out there so that way it don't seem like we're just hiring JJ Redick because he is on the podcast with LeBron James. That's what he wants, right? LeBron James and his camp wanted it to not look like that. The Lakers wanted it to not look like that. So they all worked together to do this. Man, that man wouldn't. Come on, he got back-to-back championships, got a good chance to go 3 in a row, to be a legend. And he's about to get $11 million from. Why would he go there? Like, in college, he has all the control, everything. Why go to a team where you finna have to give all that up for basically LeBron James to run everything? Who's gonna do that? It wouldn't have made sense to make that move. Now, if LeBron James wasn't there, it makes sense to make that move because you still got Anthony Davis there, and you can put your imprint on the team. But there's no, like, why would he do that? It makes no sense for him to do that. I don't see what he gets from that.
But also, one more thing. In this world, sometimes it ain't what you know. It's who you know. JJ Redick just so happened to be friends with the most powerful man in basketball. That's what you get out of it.
But which is cool. Like, you know, his son probably finna go there. He can get the coach that he want. My issue is the trying to spin the narrative of, oh no, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Got your media guys trying to get on TV, be like, oh man, LeBron James ain't got nothing to do with this. How did JJ Redick become in the conversation in the first place?
That I don't know about that.
You know what I'm saying? So,
he shouldn't even be.
He shouldn't. This is the Lakers franchise, man. And to have a coach with no head coaching experience, I don't even think JJ Redick ain't even been on the sidelines.
No, high school, college, nothing.
Nothing. So outside of being on the podcast, what credentials does he have? Really? You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was all-time. At least Steve Nash was a 2-time MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I didn't like that hire too much either, but all I'm saying is, y'all made the choice. Y'all got the input from LeBron. He heavily pushed him. Just stand on it. It is what it is. Now, the problem is, the reason why they're doing this is, you know the cycle that always goes on, right? The Lakers lose in the playoffs. The following year, where after they lose, you know, you got to get rid of the coach. The GM sucks. The roster's terrible. Then you go into the offseason. It's, oh, my God, the Lakers, look at the moves they made. Then as you get closer to the season, everybody starts saying the Lakers going to make it to the finals and all that type stuff. And then when things get bad, the roster sucks, the coach is bad. You already know the cycle that goes, right? They don't. If they admit that we put J.J. Redick in as the coach, you cannot make that cycle. You cannot blame the coach next year. You can't be like, oh man, the coaching sucks.
Okay.
Right. Because you put him there. And everybody knows who's really coaching the team. LeBron James coaching the team. So if you say the coaching sucks, you're saying he sucks. That's why you try to distance yourself from this. That's all it is, man. It's media spin. Like when he put the cast on his hand after they... Come on, man. Like, you already know what it is.
Now, what if this actually works?
If it works, it works. I'm just saying put your name on it. Stop trying to spin it. If it works, it works. But let me ask you, what is works?
What if they win the championship?
So, do you think the Lakers are capable of winning the championship?
Any NBA team is capable of winning the championship, but as of right now, no.
Okay, so you don't think it's a championship move. So, what is successful now? If they make it to the playoffs, is it a successful hire? If they make it to
because Darvin Ham's in the playoffs both years.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. What is
championship
success?
or bust?
They're not winning the championship. If they somehow win the championship, then that would be something nobody sees coming, and it turns out to be a great move. But you have to stand on it now. You can't hide behind it and be like, oh no, we didn't have nothing to do with this. And then if they win a championship, all the LeBron James fans will come out with their pom-poms and skirts on, yelling, see, LeBron James, this is what he to do. We all know he was really coaching the team anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to stand on it now. You can't hide from it now. And I don't think it's gonna happen. I can't see them beating Denver. I don't see them beating the Timberwolves. I don't see them.
Hey, we got to see what free agency gonna do.
See, and you already falling for the cycle. Here it comes.
You got to see that every because you know it's gonna be based around AD and LeBron. They basically almost gonna have a whole new team again.
So if they go get like some superstar to come in with them, then by all means, yeah. But then if they get like, some superstar and they just flat out better than everybody, that's not gonna really reflect on, JJ Redick. So, but realistically speaking, looking at the roster that they have now, they finna get his son. They got his coach. It don't look like the Lakers is really playing to win the championship. It don't seem like that's what their plan is. It seems like they are worried about headlines, selling tickets.
Merch.
You want LeBron James to stay around to retire in their jersey, and that's it, right? Like, why else would J.J. Redick be there? Why would his son be there? Even if his son turns out to be a great player, we understand why he's getting there now, right? Like, we completely understand that. So, I just think it's another spin job. Nick Wright is up there doing a little twerk show that he likes to do, and it's sad. And that's the reason why I say LeBron James has the worst sports fans in sports, because who's dumb enough to believe that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be emotion driven for you to actually believe that LeBron James didn't have anything to do with this. Like, there's no way. Name another player. It could be whether it was Jordan, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, whoever. A coach who's not really on the radar. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say not on the radar, but no coaching experience, hops on the podcast, and all of a sudden they get the job. What other player would people not be saying the same thing about? Oh yeah, man, that person that got that job because of him. But when it's LeBron James, all of a sudden he's the one player that wouldn't have the influence to get the guy that's on his podcast talking X's and O's, the head coaching job for where he plays at. Come on, man, are we dumb or what? So, yeah,
I love to see how this is gonna play out, especially with the draft coming next week. Now, if they get Bronny, it's all LeBron. It's all LeBron.
They gonna get Bronny. The only way they don't get Bronny is if somebody is crazy enough just to try to swoop him and hope that brings LeBron James with him. Outside of that, that's not gonna happen. But you know, they trying to. I mean, if you just read all the tabloids, I mean not tabloids. If you read what's going on and you listen to what they talking about in the media, Rich Paul is behind the scenes definitely pulling strings to make sure that Bronny get drafted where he want to get drafted.
The same way they pulled the. Rich Paul is the Jay-Z of basketball, and I don't care what you say.
Ain't he though? And they also pulling the strings to make sure LeBron get the coach that he want. And I wouldn't be. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I wouldn't be surprised if JJ Redick is out of there within the next 2 or 3 years.
I think whenever LeBron leaves, that's when they're gonna fire him.
Probably.
100%.
More than likely, he out of there at that time.
Yeah, I might as well
at that point,
leave together.
Right. So
unless you go and win. Unless you go win.
They're gonna have to. But the Lakers ain't looking better than any other teams in the West. And LeBron James is still getting a year older. Anthony Davis is a year older. You know, he been 65 in the body since he stepped into the league. He's fragile. So last year, you had LeBron James and Anthony Davis healthy for pretty much the whole season, right? As much time as you probably going to get them. And you didn't get it done. And then your big move is to get rid of Darvin Ham to go get a coach with no coaching experience.
You can't even call him a coach because he's not a coach.
I mean, he got the job now, so I mean, technically
he's a coach.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't say go get a coach.
Yeah, go get the podcast guy, go get the homie. So, hey, I'm just tired of the narrative trying to get spun by people like Nick Wright trying to make it seem like it ain't what it is. We know what it is, Nick Wright. We know what it is. So, hey, so. That's it for that. Let us know what y'all think about it. Is this a grand scheme by LeBron James, the Klutch, to get JJ in? Was it purely the Lakers brass? LeBron James had nothing to do with this. Do you really believe that? If you do, please comment so we can understand what it is that you think that got this man a job if it wasn't LeBron James in that podcast. All right, so the next topic, we're going to do the top 10 quarterbacks all time. See you on the next episode.